Six Flags Over Georgia just dropped the simplest video which has made a mega splash out there. The video just simply shows some water that begins rather calm, then waves somewhat start to form, with Six Flags Over Georgia having the caption that says, "Catch the wave." Whoa, like what? What does this mean? What does this imply? Is this a teaser? Better yet, is it a teaser for what is to come in 2021? Who knows? We need answers, Six Flags and Six Flags Over Georgia. So in this video, we're going to dig, speculate, and set and form strong theories of possibilities that could happen and occur with new rides coming to Six Flags Over Georgia in 2021. Let me explain. First, let me establish the possibility that this definitely could be a teaser for a new 2021 addition to Six Flags Over Georgia, because Six Flags always makes their new ride announcements at the end of August and right before Labor Day. August 30th, 2018, they announced the new for 2019 ride Pandemonium. August 29, 2019 saw the announcement of the two new for 2020 rides, Catwoman Whip and Poison Ivy Toxic Spin. Along with, on August 29, 2019, Six Flags Whitewater announced Python Plunge. With this teaser, if it means anything, we could expect an announcement in a few weeks at the end of August. If it does happen though, expect an announcement on August 27, 2020 for Six Flags Over Georgia, or just a Six Flags announcement in general for any other Six Flags park that may be opening up a new ride in 2021. So why the 27th, you may ask? History has shown that if they do make their yearly announcements, that it is always announced on the last Thursday of August, which this year happens to be August 27th. Whew. Okay, on to the possibilities of what could be coming to Six Flags Over Georgia based off of the video clip that Six Flags Over Georgia put on their social media. I will begin with the most likely to the least likely option, but all still possible. To also mention again, this is all speculation. The first option being, we could simply see Splashwater Falls receive the parts that are needed, fix the attraction, we'll clean up the area, fill up the trough with water, and we're back splashing down the chute again in 2021, which we definitely do need a nice balance of water attractions again at the park. The second option being, Splashwater Falls could stay, get all fixed up, possibly a partial modern rebuild, and be rethemed. For this scenario, I believe we could receive parts and theming from Six Flags Over Texas, which they just recently closed Aquaman Splashdown to make room to build Aquaman Power Wave Water Coaster. Six Flags Over Georgia could possibly retheme Splashwater Falls and also rename it to Aquaman Splashdown. It could definitely work, easily transition, and it could fit in between the areas of Metropolis, and the new for 2016 DC Super Friends area is right beside it. Plus, Aquaman fits obviously right into the theming because he is a DC character, which Six Flags has the DC licensing, and he's a member of the Justice League as well. So with that being said, they could take the same Splashdown sign and take this Aquaman centerpiece that you see here and place it somewhere around the ride, maybe here. The third option being a Mack Tow Boat ride. Six Flags Over Georgia could also get a Mack Tow Boat ride similar to the Battle of Bricksburg ride, which was a part of the new for 2019 LEGO Movie World expansion at Legoland, Florida. Check this out. It could easily fit and work if you remove the back half of the ride. Of course, tear down the slide itself, connect the trough, add theming around it, and possibly add two entrances, either a back entrance, side entrance, along with the front entrance as well, which would be really cool. Just like the statue of Aquaman at the Aquaman Splashdown ride, you could add him right in the center as well with some other additional theming. Lastly, you could call the ride Aquaman Battle for Atlantis. Option number 4, a Mack PowerSplash. Six Flags Over Texas just received a Power Splash. As mentioned, Six Flags Over Texas tore down Aquaman Splashdown to build Aquaman Power Wave. It has now been postponed to 2021. But could Six Flags Over Georgia be receiving a Power Splash as well? You could keep the trough area the same where the water is kept, then expand it out further. There's a lot of room behind Splashwater Falls that leads back to Metropolis where expansion can happen there. In regards to the other location of the other spike, it could be extended to the location of this bridge, connecting you to the DC Super Friends area, or remove it completely, which would leave one bridge instead of two. If you look at the location of Six Flags Over Texas Power Splash Coaster, it fits very tight right next to Bugs Bunny Boomtown and Pandemonium. This could be the case at Six Flags Over Georgia as well, where it's a very snug fit, where it could work because you are limited on space. Option number 5. Intamin just released new ride concepts, which would mean that they are up for sale. If a park is interested in them, of course, they are for purchase. With that being said, could Six Flags Over Georgia be the first theme park to have an Intamin Giga Splash? The Giga Splash fits the height requirements of the park, where the max height is actually 131 feet, despite being called a Giga Splash, which would entail 300 feet. The Giga Splash would be the most ideal of this and the next ride concept that I'm going to mention next. Besides, it has a really cool vertical lift mechanism, high capacity boats with 24 passengers at a time. So for those who might say there's not enough room or how would it fit, and even Intamin mentions on their website that it has a flexible layout configuration. Well, let Intamin and Six Flags figure that out. Of course, if this were going to happen. Although, the Giga Splash could have mechanical issues every once in a while, mainly due to the highly technical vertical lift, because those tend to be tricky to maintain. But it's all been done, and vertical lifts can be seen around other parks all around the world. And finally, the last option number 6. Another new concept that Intamin has released is the Intamin Ultra Splash. And Ultra Splash is pretty much the same as the Mack PowerSplash, just Intamin's copy model of it, so to speak. But it's a single rail launch water shuttle coaster. The only thing I'll say about the Ultra Splash is that it appears that it holds a smaller footprint than the Mack PowerSplash, which, as I mentioned, they could definitely both work. So guys, those are all of my ride speculation that we could possibly see in 2021 or 2022. Hope to see one of these or something like it in 2021. I also hope for one that the Six Flags Over Georgia post turns out to actually be a teaser where we get an announcement of something on August 27th. But wait, there's more. Other alternatives could be it's a new ride, slide, or attraction at Hurricane Harbor, or simply a land expansion of Hurricane Harbor in general. Could something be changing with the log jamboree? Because it could use a little bit of an update. Is this clip a teaser of something coming to Splashwater Falls or log jamboree? Wait, stop the video right here, because look, the water looks the same. Could it be one of the new Intamin concepts? And Six Flags Over Georgia's caption that says catch the wave could actually become a hashtag catch the wave? Like how Acrophobia has a hashtag for the ride that says we dare you. Which, oh my goodness, Acrophobia is manufactured by Intamin too as well. Just wow, there are so many of these. Some are sounding strong and some are crazy, yet strangely and slightly possible. Just wow. And lastly, before I wrap this video up, pay attention to what Six Flags Over Texas has done and the moves that they have made, possibly including Aquaman Power Wave. Here, quickly look at this timeline. You tell me if you see a 1 to 3 year correlation pattern pretty identical with Six Flags Over Georgia and Six Flags Over Texas. 2013, Six Flags Over Texas received Texas Sky Screamer. In that same year, Six Flags Over Georgia received Sky Screamer. 2014, Six Flags Over Texas received Bugs Bunny Boomtown expansion and remodel, along with the new addition of Daffy Duck Bucket Blasters. 2 years later, Six Flags Over Georgia received in 2016 Bugs Bunny Boomtown expansion and remodel, along with the addition of Daffy Duck Bucket Blasters. 2015, Six Flags Over Texas received Justice League Battle for Metropolis, while 2 years later in 2017 for the 50th anniversary, Six Flags Over Georgia opened up their Justice League Battle for Metropolis. 2016, Six Flags Over Texas received their massive swinging pendulum ride, Riddler's Revenge. While 3 years later, Six Flags Over Georgia in 2019 received their swinging pendulum ride, Pandemonium. Also in 2016, Fright Fest at Six Flags Over Texas, Shockwave, their equivalent to Mindbender at Six Flags Over Georgia, were built in the same year, but Six Flags Over Georgia's Mindbender is better in my opinion because of the terrain, atmosphere, and its third loop that Shockwave at Six Flags Over Texas does not have. But Shockwave at Six Flags Over Texas during Fright Fest received VR headsets and turned Shockwave to Rage of the Gargoyles. Six Flags Over Georgia also saw Rage of the Gargoyles a year later, when Daredevil Dive received VR headsets and turned the ride experience to Rage of the Gargoyles too as well. 2018 at Six Flags Over Texas, Coaster Candy replaces Jelly Bellies. 2 years later at Six Flags Over Georgia, Coaster Candy Express replaces Jelly Bellies. Also in 2018, Six Flags Over Texas, Panda Express closes, and at Six Flags Over Georgia, Panda Express closes the same year as well. 2020, Six Flags Over Texas goes year-round, while Spanos speaks on some changes where growth is needed, which I believe Six Flags Over Georgia will go year-round too as well, beginning in 2021, which to learn more about that and my opinion, feel free to check out this video right here for all the details. Along with Six Flags Over Texas going year-round beginning in 2020, Six Flags Over Texas receives a 40 Below Joe. Six Flags Over Georgia, on the other hand, was set to receive a 40 Below Joe where Totally Kickin' Chicken was located, but I believe the pandemic either canceled that or delayed it. I break this down as well with evidence in this video right here if you would like to learn more about it. So as I mentioned, if you are even partially a Six Flags Over Georgia enthusiast, it's always wise to pay attention to Six Flags Over Texas, with Six Flags Over Texas being the first ever Six Flags park and Six Flags Over Georgia being the second ever Six Flags park. They've always had a very, very close connection to one another. Not identical, but just close. Closer than any two other Six Flags parks together. Just saying. Just wow. We've covered a lot here today in this video. What are your thoughts on the social media posts that Six Flags Over Georgia posted on their social media pages? Which theoretical scenarios seem the most fit? And lastly, which one of these speculated rides would you like to see come to Six Flags Over Georgia? And for those who Six Flags Over Georgia isn't their home local park, you can answer this too 100%. Comment down below and share your thoughts with me because I would definitely like to know and hear from you. With that being said, till my next video, stay safe, stay blessed, be well, and have a good one. Take care, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, you can support the channel via Patreon, where we have all new live streams and exclusive content and giveaways that are dedicated to the patrons on the exclusive Miguel the Annual Passholder Patreon page. And also, if you like looking nice, you can support the channel via our merchandise shop at annualpassholder.shop. You can find amazing t-shirts and hoodies, such as this one, that you guys can purchase for the low. And feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn it from red to gray, and like this video if you enjoyed yourself. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much, and have a thrilling day.